Hey guys, it's Miraculously Disney here, and today I've got a video for you about Miraculous, Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. This one has to do with the episode Timetagger and Bunnix, and how the whole Bunny Miraculous thing works, because I know a good amount of people were confused about that, including me. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Okay, so for this video, I took some of my own thoughts and ideas, and also the theories of these other people that I thought who explained them really well, because I wasn't really sure how to put my own thoughts into words, so I really liked how they explained everything. So first we're going to look at G-Force Break from Reddit, and they were saying that the broken watch Bunnix has is now empty, and Bunnix has both watches after Timetagger that she brings into the future. And then she gets the empty broken watch fixed, but it's still empty, so it doesn't have fluff, but it's fixed. And then she brings it back in time, and she gives it to one of the Kubdel ancestors with the message for Ladybug in it, that Ladybug then uses to take Bunnix out of the obelisk. And then the watch finishes the loop because Alex gives this empty fixed watch to Bunnix, and then she puts fluff into it. So this leaves the original watch empty and broken, looping back around, so that she uses the now full and fixed watch. And then next we're going to look at Moot Turtle, and they were saying that there are 3 copies of the watch that we know of. So there's the watch in the Miracle Box, in the Egyptian exhibit at the Louvre with Bunnix, and being passed to Alex as a family heirloom, all at the same time. And so the watch that we see in Timebreaker is not active. They're saying it's in camouflage/sleep mode, but I think it makes a bit more sense, just to me personally, to think of it as empty, because we've seen other Miraculouses that are in camouflage mode, but still, like, when someone touches them or something, a Kwame pops out. So I think it makes a bit more sense that it would be empty, just personally. But, so then they were also saying that Alex would go back in the past to give it to one of her ancestors, just because that makes more sense. And then present Alex receives it, and she gives it, so present Alex receives it, and Bunnix gives it to an ancestor, and she sets up the rule of passing it on to the youngest child. And then Bunnix would know that she's the youngest child, and so then present Alex would end up having the watch. And for our purposes, we're just going to call future Alex Bunnix, because that just makes a little more sense. So whenever I refer to Bunnix, it'll be future Alex, and Alex will be present Alex. And then they were also saying that she could even possibly wind up the inspiration for Alice in Wonderland in the Miraculous. And I thought this was also really interesting, because we haven't seen a ton of evidence about, like, fairy tales in their universe, but that's just a cool thought, and I definitely thought of Alice in Wonderland when I saw Fluff. Okay, so now I'm just gonna move the pictures a little bit, make them a little smaller, and then let's get into it. I'm gonna draw it out for you guys, because I think for me it's a bit easier to see it visually, and it might make a bit more sense, because I know time is kind of confusing sometimes. So we're gonna look at Bunnix after Timetagger. So she has the broken watch that is from the future, that Cat Noir cataclysmed, and she also has the fixed watch that she got from Alex in the present. And so she goes back in time, and she gives it to the Kubdel ancestors. Then from her ancestors, it's gonna pass through her line, and from multiple people, because I think she goes pretty far into the past, because this is considered a pretty treasured family heirloom in her family. Sorry about that weird person, I don't know what I was doing there. But so it just goes from person to person in her ancestor, from each of the youngest children in her family. I'm thinking just because Bunnix wanted to set it up that way, so it would eventually get to present Alex, like Chief Force Break was saying in their theory. And I just wanted to apologize for the terrible hair on my little stick figure Alex. I definitely could have done better if I spent more time on it, but I just wanted you guys to get the gist. I mean, you guys get it, so I figured why spend a ton of time on it. And so then I'm just gonna move this little part over here so we have a bit more space, because we're kind of running out of room with all this complicated time stuff, guys. And so then the present Alex has her empty but fixed watch. So you can see I'm drawing it there. I put just a little broken symbol, but that's the empty but fixed watch. And so then we've got Bunnix that comes during the episode Timetagger, and she, I'm just gonna copy her over here. Just gonna copy. There we go. I figured that'd make it a little clearer. Okay. There we go. Trying to get her a little size down. Okay. Sorry about that. And then from there, Bunnix has the broken watch that Cat Noir cataclysmed, and so she's gonna take the empty but fixed watch that Alex has that doesn't have fluff in it, and she's gonna, as we see in the episode, she de-transforms, and then she takes the watch that Alex has and she brings it out of kind of the camouflage mode it was in, but she does that by putting fluff into it. So I'm writing that right there so you guys can kind of see that visually. And then she goes back to the future. So after the episode Timetagger, or right at the end of it, and then the cycle pretty much continues because she's got her fixed watch that was the watch that was passed up through Alex's family to the youngest of every child, so that's her ancestor watch, and that's the one that contains fluff in it. And then she's got the broken empty watch that was from the future. So then she's gonna take that watch and she's gonna go ahead and fix it. She's probably just gonna take it to like a normal watchmaker because it doesn't have fluff in it anymore. So she just gets it fixed, and then the cycle continues because she just goes back to the past and gives it to her Kudel ancestors. So I really hope this video helped you guys. I'm sorry if it was a little confusing, but I was just trying to clear things up, and I think for me it definitely helps to see things visually, so I really hoped it helped. And then also in the meanwhile, inside of the Miracle Box, just throughout this whole entire time, we've got the Bunny Miraculous still inside of the Miracle Box. And I think what's really nice about this theory too is that it takes that into account, which is something that a lot of people were pointing out and confused about, since people were seeing the Bunny Miraculous in the Miracle Box when it was being opened up. So that's what I think is cool about this theory, that it takes that into account as well. So that Bunny Miraculous has been in the Miracle Box all the way up until in the future when Ladybug will give that Miraculous to future Alex and she'll become Bunnix. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this helped clear up some of your thoughts. Let me know if you guys have any ideas for future videos, and I'll see you in the next one.